gonna be a surprise. Surprise, everybody. It's me, Madame Pamita and the Love Witch. We are here for Tarot for Kindness, our weekly get together where we do tarot readings and
Oracle card reading.
oracle card readings. That's why I said surprise at the beginning because I didn't know what Love Witch was going to do.
It's a
We
surprise to me too.
It's a surprise. It's always a surprise. So we're going to be doing oracle card and tarot readings. The tarot readings cost $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds for the tarot readings go to feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering during this full-scale invasion. Seniors in Ukraine who are disabled and have very, very, very limited pensions. Oftentimes they have to make a horrible choice between, do I get medicine or do I get food? Do I get heat or do I get food? Electricity or do I get food? Things like that. I mean, these horrible decisions they have to make. And our friends at Suboten Harbor buy 2 weeks worth of groceries for these seniors for about $40. And then deliver these groceries to these seniors so then they don't have to make those decisions. They can spend their pension on their heat or their medicine or whatever it is that they need, and the food is taken care of. They can stretch that food out, stretch their food budget out just a little bit, and have some comfort. The full-scale invasion is still happening, whether or not it's in the news. It is still happening. It's horrific. It's horrible. Russia is bombing civilian targets, killing civilians. It's really awful. So we can alleviate some of that suffering by bringing these seniors these delicious, healthy, nutritious, wonderful food. And we do it by doing tarot readings. You do it by making a donation for those tarot readings. And together we are doing this wonderful act of kindness. We've been doing it now for 3 years. I think we've been doing tarot
That's
for kindness.
amazing.
I know it's been, I think over 3 years now. So you can help us and help these seniors, and 100% of your donation goes to feed these seniors. In fact, it is actually 100% of your donation, because if you know, you can make your donation over PayPal or Venmo or Super Chat. We've got the links to Venmo and PayPal at the top of the chat here, right? Is it there?
Yeah.
Because you did forget something. Not this, though. And then we have Super Chat, which is the button down below us that looks like a little dollar sign. If you click on that, you can make a donation that way. Now, if you don't know this, Venmo, PayPal, Super Chat, they all take a percentage, right? I think with PayPal, it's like 2.5%. With Super Chat, it's like 30% or something crazy. But I kick in the money to cover that. So I make a donation to cover your funds that are taken out by PayPal and Venmo and Super Chat, so that 100% of your $10 per card goes to feed those seniors. So you're actually making that difference in that donation. What else do I have to say about that? So if you want a reading, you can get a 1-card reading for $10, a 2-card reading for $20, a 3-card reading for $30, 15-card reading for $150. I mean, you can do it all. There's no limit. And you make that donation over Venmo or PayPal or Super Chat, and then come back into the chat and let us know where you donated, how much you donated, so I know how many tarot cards to pull for you, and then what your question is. I'll do a tarot reading for that number of cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever. And then the Love Witch will pull an oracle card. So you get a bonus oracle card at no extra charge. You are the special gift, the Love Witch. You are the special gift. So I think that's everything I need to say about that. Is that it? Was that right?
I don't know any other part of that spiel. I think you covered it.
All right. While we're waiting for you to make your donations, go ahead and make a donation on Venmo, PayPal, Super Chat. Go into the comments, leave your comments, and let us know that you donated and how much you donated and what your question is. And we're so happy to do our readings for you. But I'm going to share a few announcements of things that are happening at the Parlor of Wonders, because you all need to know about this stuff. It's something really special and really great. And I just have to get this. Hold on a second. I have to get up the. Did I shut it down? I did shut it down. I have to open up my slideshow. Where is it? That's not what I want. I want this, and I want this, and I want. There we go. And then I need to open it. Sorry, I'm describing my every move. Here we go. Now I'm ready to share. All right. So let's share a couple things that are going on at the Parlor of Wonders. If you were not with us at the Live Magic Q&A Tea Party, which was right before this, why aren't you? It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Every Sunday, except for the first Sunday of the month, I host a free Live Magic Q&A Tea Party over Zoom. We live stream it over here on YouTube, so you can watch it. But if you want to ask questions, you have to be in the Zoom room. But there's no requirement of payment or anything else. It takes place every Sunday except for the first Sunday of the month when I teach a class, and it takes place at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern Time. If you would like to join me, and we'll be doing it again in 2 weeks because next week is the first Sunday, you can sign up at spellsquad.com or use this QR code and you can sign up. It's joining my email list. Once you do that, you're not only going to get the Live Magic Q&A Tea Party, you're also going to get an ebook called 7 Secrets to Supercharge Your Spell Work. But that's not all. It's like a Ginsu commercial. You're going to get 13 pages of printables for your Book of Shadows that are absolutely gorgeous and beautiful addition to your Book of Shadows that you can print out and hole punch and put into your Book of Shadows or paste in your Book of Shadows. And you're also going to get a discount to the Parlor of Wonders. So you get a coupon, printable pages, ebook, amazing ebook, and you get free admission into every one of the Live Magic Q&A Tea Parties. You're going to get a link. That link is good. We haven't changed that link, I think, in 7 years. So unless some crazy person does it and wrecks everything, I don't even think that would be the case. You can come on in and you can use that link every Sunday and join us every Sunday. We have a great time and we learn so much about magic, and you can ask your questions. By the way, some people are like, oh, I want to come to the Live Magic Q&A, but I don't want to have to like put on makeup, have a background. You know, my kids are running around, this and that. Don't worry, because the Live Magic Q&A Tea Party is just the visual and video is just me. You ask your questions in chat. You can sit back and listen to everyone else's questions, or you can ask your question in chat. You could show up in your pajamas. You could show up naked. You could have crazy kids running around. Hopefully you're not naked when the kids are running around or whatever. And then come in and ask those questions. So hope to see you over there. What else is happening at the Parlor of Wonders these days? Well, our Cancer New Moon Pearl of the Heart spell just dropped. This is the June Cancer New Moon Pearl of the Heart candle spell, and it's ideal for opening up someone's heart. It could be your heart, it could be someone else's heart, and enhancing your love life. You can use it to attract a new love or reunite with someone or invite more love into your current relationship, or for self-love, right? Or to have lots of partners. Listen, no judging. You can have it all, whatever it is that you want. This is a beautiful love spell for that. This beautiful beeswax pearl candle is only available as part of this new moon spell kit. It is a really gorgeous candle. It's like this, I just feel like I have a confession to make. I'm a Cancer, so of course I think it's the best candle of all the candles for Cancer, but it is a beautiful, beautiful candle. It's this like giant clam with this giant pearl inside. And we make a bunch of them before the new moon drops. So I walk past that rack with all these pearl in the oyster shell, I guess it's supposed to be, these pearls in the shell. And I feel like the Little Mermaid. It's just like very magical going by it, but these are beautiful. So this is only available in this spell kit. So if you want this candle, you have to order the spell kit, and that way you'll get it. It won't be available otherwise. You can get it as a new moon spell kit that comes to you with everything you need except for the tray and the pen and the matches that you need to complete the spell, but all those things you should have around your house anyway. You put it together. It has step-by-step instructions, very easy to do. You can do it as a spell kit and a workshop with me where you join me and we put the spell together, and I give you lots of deep information about the oils, the herbs, the candle colors, and all the astrology of the time and all of that, the symbolism of the pearl and so on. And then we also have our group spell service. Maybe you don't want to do the candle spell, but you want the candle spell, but you don't want to do it yourself. You can have me do it on my altar. That's the group spell service. This spell is only available until June 12th, and after that, it is going away forever. So you can use it for the new moon, or, honestly, you can keep it for when you need it. That's another thing that sometimes people do is they buy these spell kits and then they save it for when they want to do a love spell or a money spell or whatever. The new moon itself takes place on June 25th. That's when June 23rd will be the class. June 25th will be the spell service. So, yeah, check it out. Go to newmoonspells.com. Also, want to remind you that you can subscribe to the New Moon Spell Kit, New Moon Spell Kit and Workshop, or Group Spell Service, and you can get it sent to you every month, and you can just set it and forget it, and you'll automatically get it. We have so many amazing new spell candles. We're dropping 2 candles every single week. And these are some of the new ones. These aren't even the newest ones because I didn't update this slide. But we have the Lada Love Motanka spell candle, the Dragon of Protection spell candle, the Beeswax Pay Me spell candle, the Beeswax Ganesha spell candle. We have the Hand of Fate candle that just came out this past week, and the Elegant Swan candle that came out this past week. So go to parlorofwonders.com and click on new arrivals, and then click view all, and you will see all of the amazing new candles that we have to add to your spell work. We are really on fire when it comes to the spells right now. All right, and these gorgeous candles, we're still continuing to drop them twice a week. And gotta say, if you're in the know, if you're signed up for the email list, you get a flash sale every time we drop a new candle. We always give a little discount. So if you want these new candles, get on the email list so you get that discount. All right, so there we go. All right, so let's take a look. Do we have any readings coming up yet? Not yet?
Yeah, we have 3 now.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, everyone, for dropping those readings in, dropping those donations in so that we can do a reading for you. All right, let's talk about the deck you're going to be using, the deck I'm going to be using. What are you going to be using today?
I'm going to use that same deck from last week, the Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle deck. I've been having so much fun with it, I just can't put it away.
Oh my gosh, I love that. It's a beautiful deck. I think I'm going to use a new one today. Should I use a new one?
Yes.
Okay, one that I haven't done before. I've actually got a version of this deck, but I'm going to open up this version. It's called Tarot Disassembled by Jennifer Steadley. It's really a cool deck. So what it is about is all of the symbols within each card are just displayed by themselves. Have you seen this deck before?
I've got it too.
Oh.
I got this deck. I name dropped you when I ordered this, and she upgraded me.
Oh, there you go. She's a wonderful friend, and it's a really amazing deck. So let me show it to you. Tarot Disassembled is what it's called. There's the version that she did as a Kickstarter. I think she did it as a Kickstarter herself. But now it is being published by Wiser Books. Wiser has published it. So this is the new Wiser version. And look what they did. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. They have a full-fledged guidebook to go with it. So really gorgeous. So check that out from Wiser. But look at these cards. So the cards have the symbols of this. So this is the King of Pentacles. And it's got, for example, the armor that he's wearing, the flowers that are around him, the pentacle, the scepter, the castle that's in the background, the crown, the grapes. It's got everything, like all the symbolic elements. So this is like a wonderful tool for reading and actually for learning the tarot, because you can put this side by side with the Rider-Waite and you'll see the symbols that are important. Then get the guidebook and you'll read about what those symbols mean. So because it's a new deck, it's all in order, I need to kind of shuffle it a little bit before we get started. But while I'm doing that, why don't you tell everyone what's going on in Love Witch Land right now?
Ooh, good question. Well, I'm working on the new custom spell kits. So if you want a spell kit, but you don't see one listed in the dozens and dozens of candle spell kits that we have on this site, head to custom-spells.com and I will make one just for you. But earlier I went and looked, and we now have over 100 figural candles. Can you believe that? With 104 as of today, which means we'll have 105 tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Amazing. That's wild. I mean, everybody was saying, it's very funny. Everybody at the shop was saying, why don't we, because we make 10 different colors. So when we do a photo shoot for the candle, we make one of each color, and then we take the photo shoot and we do it. And what has happened is sometimes when we drop these candles, we get overwhelmed with like a little bit of like, oh my gosh, there's too many orders for, I don't know, whatever, green dragons, right? And I'm like, I can't anticipate what colors people are going to order. So we have the 10, but if you order a lot, we have to make them for you. So we end up making those candles for you, at almost when you order, they're custom poured for you for your order, especially when they're brand new and we don't have them out yet. So yeah, that's amazing. 104. Oh my God. And there's many more to come.
Yeah.
I've been told I have a candle making addiction.
It's a good addiction to have.
It's a
You
good
can do a
addiction
lot
to
worse.
have, right? Listen, there could be a lot worse addictions. I can tell you that. Candle Makers Anonymous. Should I start a 12-step program? And I am like, what the problem is, it's just like an addiction where I'm like, you know, I see new ones I want to make and oh my gosh, we can make a candle about this, and this one could be used for this. Now, my latest is, as we're slowly dropping them, Ukrainian Slavic magic candles are coming down the pike. I'm so into them. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
for those.
We have some amazing candles that are coming out, you guys, and gorgeous animal candles for animal magic. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful candles that are coming. So
Can you
very
hear
excited.
the marching band that's outside of my window right now?
Is there a parade going on at
I
night?
guess so. I guess so. On a residential street. How weird.
Well, I can barely hear it, and wouldn't hear it unless you had pointed it out, to be honest. Like it does a pretty good job of cutting the sound, but that is so funny. All right. Getting almost there where I can shuffle. I'm just breaking up the deck so it's a little more random and not all in order. Okay. I have to say these are really nice cards. The texture of these cards is really nice. They're kind of matte.
Oh, nice.
And I like that. Look at the yellow edge. Really
pretty.
beautiful, right?
That's so cool that that's on Weiser now. I had no idea.
Yeah. I'm really happy for Jennifer. She's a lovely person. She's a lovely person. I'm going to be going up to Northwest Tarot Symposium this fall and just participating. I'm not teaching or doing anything this year, but I'm excited about it because I get to see all my tarot friends. And, it would be great, you guys, to let you know, if you want to come and hang out with tarot people, you should come to the Northwest Tarot Symposium. It's in Portland, Oregon. It's like a long weekend. It's a great weekend of classes and workshops, and my favorite part is mixing and mingling with all my tarot friends. It's just great. I really recommend going to conferences. It's a lot of fun, and you can build amazing friendships. And Jennifer is one of those friendships, that I developed from going to these tarot events and magic events. So yeah, it's really lovely. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready to do a reading. So
Okay, cool.
our first one, let me tell you who's in line. It's going to be Seasick Music and Jessica and then Devon. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. If you'd like to get your reading in, just make a donation on PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat. Once you do that, go into the chat. Let us know where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question is. And if you don't have a question, you could just ask for a general reading. So don't let that stop you, Seasick Music, we're so happy you're here, and we're so grateful to be able to do a reading for you. I've Venmoed $30 for 3 questions. Thank you so much. What guidance do you have for my relationship with H? What role, if any, is Jim meant to have in my life? And guidance on my career. All right. And then with your card, love what you can pick whichever one of those questions you want. All right. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. So, what guidance do you have about my relationship with H? The card that came up is the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups in the traditional Rider Waite tarot shows a figure of a person who has eight cups set up on the shore with like one cup missing, like a space for a ninth cup, and they're venturing out. We see that with the cape and the staff, that person venturing out. There's mountains in the background and like kind of a little swamp that they have to go through. So when I see this card showing up in a question of relationship, cups represent the heart. But in this, we have eight cups with space for one more, like a missing open spot. And so I always feel like that's somebody who's seeking, somebody who's like wants something and they're still out seeking, they're seeking it. So with your relationship with H, there's probably something for you, like to say, like H is got a lot that fills your heart, but there is something missing. There's something that isn't quite 100% about this relationship. The other thing I see when I see this card is I think of this energy of coming and going. The person's venturing out and then coming back with that cup, hopefully. So I have a feeling that either one or both of you or H or you um, wants to venture out and come back, has this like back and forth energy. It's not bad in and of itself, unless what you want is something very stable, very domestic, and that you two are tied at the hip. So I think H needs this energy of like going out and getting what they want and coming back to you. If you want to be that home base for them, or you yourself are venturing out and you guys venture out and come back together again, this will work perfectly. But if what you're wanting is a real domestic relationship or a real, partnership or like a team kind of energy, this doesn't feel like team energy at the moment. So perhaps when H goes out, finds that cup, and then comes back, they may be in a state or in a place that they may want to have that. It's unknown, but that's what I'm seeing for right now is this kind of coming and going energy, in and out kind of energy, and needing something more. You probably need something more from this relationship, and H probably needs something more from this relationship. Second, what role, if any, is Jim meant to have in my life? Well, the strength card comes up. Strength card in this deck shows the beautiful white dress of the woman, the flower crown, the infinity symbol that is up over her head, all of the flowers, some mountains in the background, and that lion, of course, that beautiful lion. So this card shows this woman who is very lovingly and very gently subduing the lion. So if I would think of this, what this means for you and this relationship with Jim, it probably means that Jim is somebody that is kind of has this lion like energy in your life of strength. I would say they would even be protective of you, but there is a part of this where you need to like set the boundary, just like the woman in the traditional Rider Waite, she's closing the mouth of the lion. I think you have to be the one to kind of set the boundaries of what this relationship is going to be so that it serves you. You don't want to get consumed by the lion, or get bitten by the lion, or you need to kind of be in control of it. And how I see that control happening is by setting good, healthy boundaries. Whatever that looks like for you, you get to decide. So that could be we have to limit our contact, or we're not going to cross this line, or whatever it is, but it has to be set by you. You're the one in charge of setting that. But there is something very beautiful about this energy of the lion. I think of lion as really representing like fire and strength, of the strength card. So I think there's something there for you. That relationship isn't completely like, we're not seeing like 10 of swords or death card or any of, tower card or anything like that. We're seeing this relationship continue on in some way, but you have to set the boundaries of what that relationship is going to look like. And Jim will provide something to you, that strength, that protective energy, or maybe even inspiration, fire energy of the lion. Lion is an animal that represents element of fire. Guidance on my career, Queen of Wands. Oh, I love Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands has the staff that she's holding, the wand that she's holding, the crown of her regal energy, the black cat of magic, the pyramids in the background, the lion that's on the throne, and the sunflowers that she's holding in her other hand. So when I see that energy for you, it's like in career, it's about getting to the place where you're creative, you're optimistic, and you're energized. I also feel like there's an opportunity for you to move up in some way. When I see kings and queens, and the question is about career, I often see it's like, oh, you're going to get an opportunity to move up. You're going to get an opportunity to be more in a leadership role, or just be seen more. To think about the queen and the king are very seen, right? So over the next coming months, think about like what role you would like to move into, and that would also bring you inspiration, energy, optimism, and open up some creativity for you as well. And that's where you're going to be headed. So things are looking good for career. And I think this is like a call to like expand in some way. All right, Love Witch, what did you pull for Seasick Music?
I pulled the river. And so I think this is about focusing on areas where there's movement right now. So focus on the places where things are flowing and where there's good movement. And if things are feeling stagnant in some other area, don't pay attention to that right now. Don't invest your energy in stagnant things because you may start to feel stagnant like those things. So instead, focus on what's moving, what feels fresh, and where you can like spot movement. I really love rivers because if you think about it, like they're not stagnant like a pond. They're not like so vast that we can't wrap our head around them like the ocean. They're not directionless. Yeah, rivers are good stuff. So I would try spending some time by a body of water this week if at all possible. I always find that really refreshing and like makes it easier for me to collect my thoughts and focus and decide what I want to do. So do a little bit of that this week. But I think also this moving water showing up could mean to like take a spiritual bath or take a shower where you focus on letting go of unhelpful energy or relieving any things that are stuck. And I think you'll find that really helpful. I love doing spells in the shower because like you can watch that resistance wash right down the drain, right?
So beautiful. I love that image of the river and
That's
and your take on the river, which is rivers are teeming with life, in such a beautiful way. There's fish, there's birds, there's trees around the river, there's insects and so much life around a river. It's really, plus, do you like a river smell? I kind of love a river smell, don't
I do,
you?
yeah, I do. My grandparents lived on the river in my hometown, and my hometown is like on a river. It's called Roanoke Rapids because of the rapids of that river, the Roanoke River. So yeah, me and rivers go way back. This is the first time in my life I haven't lived in walking distance to a river, but now I've got the ocean, so
Yeah, you
can't
got
walk
the
there. I have to
ocean
be there
and you
really
got
fast.
don't you have the East River? What is the river
Yeah, I
there?
can't walk there. We've got the East River and the Hudson River, but
Yeah.
but yeah, not near my house. So, but I used to be a short walk from them.
Yeah, now you're near the big vast ocean. Yeah, the water is such a magical thing, and magical rivers are really something very, very special. Love that. Oh, I love that. It's a gorgeous card too. It's a really gorgeous deck.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Seasick Music. I hope those were beautiful. And I also feel like there's some kind of flowing energy with a river, right? There's just life
Mhm.
and flow and things like that. So, and your um, vision of like, don't keep working on stagnant things, or don't, if there's stagnant parts of your life, don't give energy or attention to those things right now. Look to where things are flowing is such great advice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and I think that'll help those stagnant things to follow you because they're going to be inspired by all the movement you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that. Play, what is it? Proud Mary, that song Proud Rolling on the River. Oh my gosh, I love that. Um, oh, thank you so much, Seasick Music. We're so grateful for you being here and showing up every week, and we're so and making donations and getting readings. We're very, very grateful. Next, we have Jessica and then Devon. If you'd like to get a reading, all you have to do is go on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. Super Chat's the little button down below that looks like a dollar bill. make your donation. The donations are $10 per card. So $10 will get you a 1 card reading, $20 will get you 2 card reading. 100% of your proceeds will feed disabled seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in this full-scale invasion. We're so incredibly grateful to you for making these donations. We couldn't do this without you, and we're offering our readings, but you guys are making the donations. And then I send those right after we're done here. I send those donations over to Yulia Subotina, who runs Subotin Harbor. And then she goes and buys groceries Monday. It's like next day, your money is getting changed into food for these seniors. So it's so incredibly generous of you. And we're so grateful to you guys that show up week after week. And we're grateful to new people who come in and people who pop in whenever. But you regulars here, you're very, very special. So thank you so much. All right, Jessica. Jessica, what do you have for us today? Questions? I saw 2 snakes this week where I've never seen them around before. I had freshly shed. One had freshly shed, its skin pale and glowing. Snakes terrify me, even though I know intellectually they're our ancestors. What is the meaning? Snakes are amazing. If you have my book, The Witch's Guide to Animal Familiars, I suggest reading that chapter on snakes. So even though you're terrified, I think probably you could read a chapter. I don't even know if there's a picture of a snake in there. But you know what else I would recommend doing? Like when you have a fear or a phobia about an animal, I think there's something that is so beautiful that that animal can teach you. And
Mm-hmm.
the process of overcoming your fear is such an empowering process, right? When we can face our fears and not feel terrified, I think it makes us realize we are stronger and more powerful than we know ourselves to be. So, what I would recommend next, read the chapter, the section. Well, there's a chapter on reptiles, and I talk about snakes in a big section of that. So, read that chapter about snakes. Then watch a documentary about snakes. Don't watch the scary snakes. Don't watch a cobra if you
Or
can. Don't watch a cobra.
anaconda,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Or a snake that's like a viper or these venomous snakes. Watch it about snakes that are not scary. It's like that's your first step. You can work your way up to the cobras and the anacondas and all that. But start with a documentary to watch and learn about it, because what I find is when you learn about something, it starts to demystify it, and the demystification can be a positive thing. But I see, I myself am a snake lover. I had a snake when I was a kid. I think snakes are really beautiful and very magical, and they have such deep lore about them that goes back to prehistory. I mean, we see snakes showing time and time again in ancient history. One of the most beautiful goddess images is the Minoan snake goddess, if you've ever seen that. So in Minoan culture, there were women that would dance with these snakes, and they have these snakes around their arms, and they're holding this orante pose, and these snakes are around them. So it's just I think there's something really deep and rich there, and certainly something for you if you're willing to just do the safe thing, which is you can watch a documentary without getting near a snake. It's not going to be, watch one that isn't a scary one. Watch one that is, don't watch any horror movies with snakes either. That can be really not a good thing. But yeah, watch a movie about gentle snakes. And I'm sure there's a documentary that is like that. Are you afraid of any animals, Love Witch?
Well, I used to be very, very afraid of snakes,
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
very afraid. I remember one of my earliest memories is we were at my great grandparents' house, and me and my sister were riding our bikes, and right in the road in front of their house, it looked like there was a big bike wheel that was laying there. We thought it was just like this tire, but it was a black snake that was in a circle, and we were
Whoa.
about to ride our bikes over it, and my mom came running out of the house just in time. But I was really afraid of snakes for a really long time because of that, because we came so close to attacking a snake.
Yeah.
But then when I moved to New York, my roommate had a pet snake. And I was so afraid. For months, I wouldn't even go into her room where the snake was, even though it was in a cage. But then my roommate was traveling, and it was just me and the snake at home. And I started having these really vivid dreams about the snake. And I told my roommate, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that happens to me every time it's time to feed her. I'll bring a mouse home." And so then I started loving snakes. I'm like, "Oh, an animal has never communicated with me so vividly in my dreams before. That's a really magical creature." So yeah, now I don't want to hold a snake. I don't want to touch a snake necessarily, but I don't feel that fear anymore. And instead, I feel like a real respect and an admiration for them. And I like. By getting to know one, I learned some mystical things about it, right? So I remystified it, but in a more positive way.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's you know what animals I'm afraid of?
Mm,
I don't like skittery animals. Like I
mm,
don't like mice. I don't like I scream when I see a mouse and I scream like a mouse running loose. And I scream when I see a roach because roaches are gross, you know. And so those are the animals I wouldn't I guess I'm not really afraid of them per se, but more like I won't be able to catch it and get it out, and that's what I'm
yeah.
scared of is that and they sort of represent like dirty disease and things like that to me in my mind. But that's really the only animal I'm afraid-ish of.
Yeah. And if you think of those, like, they are inspirational as well because those are like ancient creatures that have withstood centuries of people hating them and being afraid of them. And yet they
Yeah.
persist. You can't get rid of them, especially
Yeah.
in New York City, right? Everywhere you look. I was in Burlington Coat Bat Factory and a family of mice ran between my feet. I haven't been back.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I'm more like it's like the surprise. And like if I see a roach on the street, I don't panic, but if I see one inside, it's gross. Yeah, to me it's gross. But thankfully no roaches in my house. And since I got Glinda, no mice in my house. So
Just
oh my
as
God,
it
Jessica
is.
says I have vivid dreams of snakes all the time. They come out to me where other people never see them.
Mm,
I've seen a mutant two-headed snake in the wild before. What?
wow.
That would freak me out. I'd be like, what? Oh my gosh. Well, snakes, here I'm going to say something on the magical level. Baba Yaga is often described as turning into a fiery snake, a fiery
Mm.
flying snake, which is a dragon, which is how Ukrainians would define a dragon as a fiery snake. But snakes coming out from the ground in ancient times were considered like the lords of the underworld. Or when we talk about the tree, the world tree, snakes would be around the roots because they were the keepers of the underworld. So there's a very, very deep mystical significance to seeing a snake. And in Slavic magic, there's huge mystical significance. It's not negative either, by the way. It's seen as like this wonderful creature that moves between the worlds. And if a snake appears in your barn, people would leave out milk for the snake because they saw it as like the barn spirit protecting their animals, right? And if you think about it, the snake eats the mice that would eat the grain that you're storing in the barn or near the barn. So you'd want to have the snakes around. So they'd leave a dish of milk out. Snakes don't drink milk. So it was a symbolic gesture of offering to the snake. The snake isn't going to eat it or drink it. But yeah, so snakes have deep, deep, deep mystical significance. And that's just in Ukrainian and Slavic culture and other cultures as well. As I said, Minoan culture and other cultures, snakes are seen as really very, very special creatures.
I think something else that helped me with getting over my fear a little bit was realizing that most of the negative associations I have with snakes came from Christianity, right? And then I was like, oh, well, I don't buy any of that. So,
Oh, snake has a wonderful message for you, really a wonderful message for you. It really is a message, a positive message in every single way. So, this is the first card that came up as Six of Swords. And Six of Swords is a card about leaving. like leaving behind something, going from rough waters into smooth waters. I think of this has a correspondence with like the shedding of the skin, right? The shedding of the snake skin. And you saw that snake, one had shed and the other one had not. When you look at like that shedding process, it's leaving behind what no longer serves you. And that's what the Six of Swords is about. So, what is it, that snake that showed up for you as a really big symbolic, messenger for you? What is it that you need to release and let go? It could be fears, it could be worries, it could be attachments that no longer serve you. It can be anything. So think about like what it is that you need to shed. That Six of Swords is telling you that that's part of the message for you. Is like you can shed what no longer serves you. And it is really that transformative process that the snake represents, transformation, shedding, letting go, and all of that. Not only that, but hello, we have the Sun card. Sun card energy is about joy and happiness. I think this and this really go together, right? If you let go of the things that no longer serve you, you move into smoother waters, which is joy and happiness. So there are some things that Snake is wanting to give you a message about in terms of the releasing, the letting go, the I also think of Six of Swords like untying your boat from the dock, which if you think about untying the boat, it's a rope, and a rope is very snake-like, right? So how can you untie your boat from a dock? A dock is safe, it's familiar, but it's time to venture out. And when you do venture out, you get into something much, much better, which is the sun. This may be related in many ways to prosperity because the next two cards are prosperity cards. We have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about building your money tree. So we also have that association with snakes as abundance. They're protectors and they're abundant and all of that. So I think about like, what is it in career that you have an opportunity to move up or you have an opportunity to get more? And so there may be a safety in staying where you are, and Snake is urging you to expand in some way in terms of career. And then where do we end up with Queen of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles is about being really beautifully abundant, being generous, having this real lovely groundedness of the Queen, but also the power of the Queen. So I almost want to say, as I look at the story of the Six of Swords, the Sun, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, it's about you moving up into your power. But to get up to that place where you get to your power place, you have to do the work of Eight of Pentacles, which is to perfect your skills. You have to let go of what no longer serves you. You have to get into that place of being in the light, being seen by others, which is the sun, and then step into your role as the Queen of Pentacles. What a gorgeous thing! What a beautiful, beautiful thing. So snake really is a messenger. Read about messenger animals in my book, The Witch's Guide to Animal Familiars, too. That is something. I won't say your snake is a familiar because maybe that's a little too much for you right now, but certainly snake is a messenger, an animal messenger. Animal messengers are, they're really pretty cool. So what do you have, Love Witch?
I pulled the otters, which is so funny because these are such cute, cuddly animals that are friends, right? So I think you're seeing these snakes because you need to step out of your comfort zone and embrace things that are a little bit scary. And something I often tell my clients is that things that aren't scary are rarely worth having, right? Like when we're really excited or nervous about something or have fear around something, it's because it's something that matters usually, or something where the stakes are high. So I think lean into things that scare you right now. You don't have to go buy a pet snake or like pick up a snake or take a picture with a snake. Don't do any of that. But do lean into things that seem a little scary because they're going to be worth the risk and they're going to pay off. And I do think that there's things you've outgrown and that you need to shed, and these things that are outside of your comfort zone are the path to that. Also, like just these otters showing up, the thing that came straight into my mind was you should get a really cute like stuffed animal snake, so that you associate snakes with something cute and fun and cuddly instead of something scary, especially because you said in your message you associate them with your ancestors. You're not afraid of your ancestors, and they're not afraid. They don't want you to be afraid of them. They want you to love them and be comforted by them. So I think find like a snake stuffed animal and put it in your room so that you're seeing a snake that has a different message and has a different energy about it.
Yeah, that can be, well, that's a wonderful idea. See, it takes somebody who also shares your fear of snakes to come up with a solution. Um, don't get one of those cans that opens up and the snake pops out though. Unless you like playing practical jokes on people, then maybe that would work. But I think I those things, jumpy things, jump scares and all that. I don't like those things. But yeah. I love that. Now I want a snake stuffed animal. I want a snake stuffed animal.
Right. There's this store that has all these really cute stuffed animals, and we go and look at all the Hello Kitty stuff they have, but they have a really cute snake there. So if you're in New York, I don't know, message me and I'll tell you the address of that store.
I just picture like a little like coiled snake with his head popping up in the middle. It could be so cute. Little
Right?
pillow, you
Yeah.
could rest your head on it. That would be lovely too, to like connect with snake spirit in a way that is like comforting too, because
Hmm.
a stuffy is like a very comforting, sweet, and so you could work with snake spirit in that way and talk to I would talk to the stuffed animal. I talk to all my stuffed animals. I think all my stuffed animals, all my dolls have backstories and lives and names and everything. But yeah, I think that's such a lovely thing. Oh, I just now I want a snake stuff. Now I just want to get off of here and go and look at snake stuffed animals online. All right, let's hurry through these fortunes so I get. All right. Thank you so much, Jessica. Next, we have Devon, and then we have Mel. If you'd like to get a reading, all you have to do is make a donation on PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat. PayPal and Venmo links are at the top of the chat, and Super Chat is the button down below that looks like a dollar bill. Once you make a donation for $10 per card, so one card reading $10, two card reading 20, three card reading 30, etc., etc. Once you make that donation, jump into the chat, let us know how much you donated, where you donated, and what your question is, and then we can do a reading for you. If you don't have a question, but you want to make a donation, you can ask for a general reading and we can just look at the month ahead. If you don't want a reading at all, you can make a donation and just say no reading, just a donation. We've had people do that in the past too. But we're happy to do a reading for you. We're so happy to do a reading for you.
Absolutely.
So next is Devon and then Mel. And then after that could be you if you make a donation. All right, Devon, another regular, feeding a full granny. I'll have my usual, please. We know your order, Devon. No need to tell us. I mean, we like it when you tell us, but we like it when you say you're feeding a full granny. This is like so sweet. So sweet. I mean, every week, Devon, every week, all of you guys that are regulars, you're performing a miracle in someone's life. I mean, literally, these people that you're feeding are like, this is like the answer to my prayers. Oh my gosh, this is a miracle. They're sending you blessings. So I hope you guys are feeling those blessings, because every week they send blessings to the people that made the donations. So I hope you're feeling all that goodness coming your way, because it's sure being sent and very heartfelt, very, very heartfelt. When my son was sick, I asked Subotan Harbor, can you find some of the grannies that like to pray and have them pray for my son because he's sick? And they did. They were totally happy. It was so sweet. It was really, really sweet. So I'll take all that good energy wherever it comes from. No problem. All right. So Devon, let's see what's up in the week ahead. All right. Let's see what's up for Devon. So happy to read for you, Devon. Love it, love it, love it. We've had some of these more than one. There's one of these we've had more than once for you, but not like in for a while, but it's coming back again. Five of Wands energy. Sometimes at work, it feels like this. A little bit like people running around, not everything's completed, a little disorganized. I don't think that's you. I think that's the environment that you're in. So Five of Wands often shows these, it looks like a bunch of teenagers goofing around with sticks is basically what it is. Well, that's like they're not getting anything done. They're playing, they're goofing, they're fighting, but they're mock fighting. So it's not like negative energy, but just chaotic energy, or kind of unorganized. Like that's what I would really call it, disorganized energy. They're not working together to accomplish a task. They're goofing around. So Five of Wands energy reminds you, or says to you, because you're having the week ahead, you're looking at the week ahead, that you're going to be dealing with, I want to say, herding cats a little bit. That's what it feels like, having to herd cats. And that saying, herd cats, means you got a lot of people doing anything, and they're not listening to you, and they're not getting organized. So I think you're going to have to be on top of your game to keep the people around you on task, focused, and organized. I almost want to say, like, you step into that role, because I do see Queen of Pentacles energy, which is leadership and grounded leadership energy. I think you're going to have to be in that role where you're kind of grounding everybody, getting everybody focused, being helping people be organized. I think that's really what's at play here. Really, that kind of we're gonna get it all together. We're gonna this is what you have to do. Here's your step by step. Here's your to-do list. I think you're gonna have to be the mama that's keeping everybody focused and on task and moving in the same direction. It's definitely like moving into a leadership role, but I think it's like this informal leadership role where you're making sure everything moves smoothly. It wouldn't be a bad idea this week to start thinking about asking for some kind of raise as well, because Queen of Pentacles energy, I think almost like this may be a great thing together, because if you're keeping everybody together and organized, they're going to come back with gratitude to you. Your bosses are going to come back with gratitude. It might be a good opportunity to say, hey, I'm working at this level, but I'm really, my title is at this level, but really the work I'm doing is at this higher level. And so, how about compensating me for that? I mean, obviously that's not how you're going to say it, but really the attitude is like valuing your role. Yeah. See, even
The spirit of Steve Jobs agrees.
the spirits are agreeing with me. Valuing your role, valuing all that you offer, and the groundedness that you bring, and the organization that you bring. And really, this could be a great week for you to kind of broach that topic. So, I don't know how formal, like some workplaces are very formal, and they have performance reviews, and that's when you get your raise and so on. But if it's a little less formal, and it's been a while since you've gotten a raise, it might be worthwhile to ask for that raise right now, to really to say, here's what I'm worth. Like the Queen of Pentacles knows her worth, right? Not only that, but we have King of Swords, which is about that decisiveness, the directness, the organizational qualities that you have. And I think asking those people in power about this is going to be well received. So depending on what the scenario is, if there are and there is an opportunity to show that, if let's say you have to wait for a performance review, you work in a more formal environment, then I would say start jotting down the incidents, right? We have a tendency to like be in the moment and do all these things, and then 6 months from now we're not going to remember that we did those things and we accomplished those goals and we helped people. So I think this, King of Swords can represent communication, writing, thoughts, all of those things, rational mind. So I think keeping like a little list, if you can't ask for a raise now, start keeping a list of all that you accomplish and all of the people that you help, so that when time comes that you can ask for that raise, you can say, look, I did this, this, and this. I did this back in May, right? And I did this, this, and this. So I think you want to keep that diary of what you're accomplishing, your accomplishments at work, so that when the time comes, you can ask for that raise. If it's informal, ask for it now, right? Think about what it is that you've accomplished, all that you bring to the job, and all that you help with, and all the many people that you help with, and present that and say, this is why I deserve a raise, right? It's a good thing to do. Chariot card. Love it. Movement, forward motion, travel. Might be a good time to think about this coming weekend and think about getting out and going somewhere, going and visiting your property, or going to a new town, or doing something that is going to get you out of the house. Chariot card also has a bigger message, which is forward motion and career, which goes along with all of the other cards that we have seen up until this point. So this is a great week to focus on that forward motion and career. And forward motion, if you're sticking with the same company, is moving up or getting a raise and getting compensated well for the work that you do. And you're doing wonderful work. You're queen and king energy, which means you're really high level. You might not be looking at yourself at high level, because what's easy for you is enormously challenging for other people. Clearly, with Five of Wands, you're organized, you're on top of it, you're a multitasker. That's what Geminis do so well. And you help keep the machine oiled. So they need to compensate you for that. So this is your official pep talk. It's time to like get compensated. My birthday is next Sunday. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, Gem girl. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday. Yeah, you should get out. Yeah, definitely get out. And also give yourself a birthday present of a raise. Really?
Yeah.
Right? Ask for it, which is the King of Swords energy, asking for what you need, right? So I think this is a lovely week. This is a week where I think you capably handle things. You're in the middle of the chaos and you're able to get people organized. But I also think getting out and having fun and doing things for your birthday, make a little plan to have a fun adventure somewhere. Geminis need to have adventure. You need to get out there and see some sights or go someplace. And yeah, it's so beautiful. Good weather. Is it good weather there right now, Love Witch?
I think it's perfect. It's like 70 degrees every day this week.
Oh, so nice. So nice. Yeah, it's time to get out and enjoy that beautiful weather. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Devon. Happy birthday. Hey, you know what? Let me pull another card for you for your birthday, extra birthday card. And look what I pulled, 7 of Pentacles. That's your money growing. So it's all about money this week, girl. This is planting the seed, tending it, and having that money grow. So I think it's probably time. It's probably time for getting some recognition of all the work that you do, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, your turn.
I pulled the bow. So I think you need to set your targets this week, decide what you want to achieve, and then send things off in that direction. I think it's interesting. This card is called the bow, but it shows a bow and arrow. But it's not about the arrow; it's about the bow. So I don't think that. I think this is about delegating, right? Like you got to shoot those arrows off into different directions, but you get to stay in place and send your coworkers or your helpers out on their task, and then you take it easy because it's your birthday.
That's a good thing. I love that. I also think of that, when you said it's about the bow, it's not about the arrow. So the bow is the energy that pushes the arrow, right? It's when you pull back that string, you're pulling that energy, and then the energy that you put in to pull it back is what pushes the arrow. So it's all about your energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I think too, it can be about your words, right? Because that's something we send flying into the air from our person. So choose your words really carefully this week and like communicate your goals clearly so that people can help as much as possible.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Happy birthday, Devon. I hope it's super beautiful and special, filled with love and friends and fun and happiness and beautiful weather and fun adventures. All the things that Gemini needs in your life. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. You're so sweet and wonderful. Happy birthday. All right, next is Mel. If you'd like to get a reading, Mel means last call because Mel's last on the list. If you'd like to get a reading now, it's now or never, or now or next week. We'll be back again next week. But if you'd like a reading tonight, it's now or never. All you have to do is make a donation on Venmo or PayPal, $10 per card. So 1 card reading for $10, 2 card reading for $20, 3 card reading for $30. Once we're done with Mel, we'll wait around a couple of minutes, but you can get that donation in now and get that question in now, and we'll be happy to do a reading. So Mel's got a big one, 15 cards. Thank you so much, Mel. So generous. All of you are so generous. We're so grateful to you. And Mel, you've been so wonderfully generous. We're especially grateful to you. Okay, so we have 5 total questions.
5 here and then 5 more, so 10 total.
Okay, 10 questions. So let me see. let me see which ones I'm going to do 2 cards for and which ones I'm going to do 1 card for.
Okay.
So what time will the person show up on Monday is a 1 card question. Will they do the drainage ditch Monday too, or what day? So that could be 1 or 2, because depending on what the answer is for Monday, it may be the second one. Okay. Will Monday be a good quiet day? Quiet good day. All right, that's 1. Making sure still happy outcome for Thursday meeting. Okay, we'll check on that. That might be 1 or 2. Will I hear from Bobby? That could be 1. Career work for myself or corporate. Oh, career work for myself or corporate job. That could be 2. Should work look for a new organizer or work it out next Monday. That's 1. Will inspector come out this week? Day of the week. We can check that with 1. What else do I need to know? That can be the rest of them. Okay, so I'll just wing it as I go along. Thank you. All right. So what time will the septic person show up on Monday? All right, let's see. And do you want to answer all of these or just some of these or what?
Sure, I can give a quick answer for each one too.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so septic person, I got 7 of swords, so that means early in the morning. It could be 7 in the morning that they show up, you know. This is early morning energy. Swords mean morning, 7 is 7, so it sounds like 7 in the morning or early morning, whatever that would be. I mean, they probably won't start work at 7, but they might show up and start setting things up and then get started at 8 or 9. They probably have rules about when they can start doing things. So, yeah. So that's what I'm seeing for that. What do you see for that? Or do you want to pull a card for that?
I pulled the library for that. So I think they'll get there early to like survey the situation, do a little bit of research about what it's going to take, and maybe end up starting a little bit later in the day. But yeah, I think they'll get there early. It almost looks like day breaking in the background of that card too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
bright and early. So get
Yeah.
some good sleep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if you have to, they probably won't start digging or making noise that early, but they can definitely be there around that time between 7 and 8. All right. Will they do the drainage ditch Monday too, or what day? Drainage ditch is going to be later because we have 10 of pentacles. So I think they're going to work on the septic on Monday, and then drainage ditch will be later because 10 of pentacles is slow energy. It may even be that they have to take 10 days to get to that. So that could be like a week and a half later. That they get started on the drainage ditch part of it, or just late in the day or the next day. Let me see another card for that. What day we see? Oh, okay. So here's what we've got here. We've got 2 of wands. So here's what I'm seeing. So it's going to be slower. It's not going to be the same day. That's 10 of pentacles. And then the 2 of wands is saying 2 days later. So I think it's going to be maybe that septic job is a 2-day job or a day, and then they have to take a day off to do something else, and then they come back the second day. So 2 days later. What do you want to pull something for that?
Yeah, I pulled the fox, but reversed. So when I think of foxes, I think of things happening very fast, very quickly. This being reversed, that is not so fast. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's going to be over the course of a couple of days, but ultimately won't take that long in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. The wands is pretty fast too. And I see that, but it's not going to be on the same day. Will Monday be a quiet, good day? Emperor energy. I love this. I kind of feel like this is a little deja vu. Didn't you ask this question and we got an emperor card or some emperor card last week? I remember that.
Maybe.
So Monday will be a good, quiet day. Emperor is a very quiet card. It is a card, generally where we see the emperor sitting at his throne. It's a stone throne. There's not a lot of action. He's sitting there and he is powerful. So I think that this is like you get to have your stillness, you get to have your quiet, good day. I also think you're a little in charge of that quiet, good day. Emperor is about leadership and being in charge. So I think you have established, and I don't think it's like you doing it in the moment. I think you have established something already that will set up that day to be a quiet day. So I feel like that's what I'm sensing from this, is that you've already established something that will make sure that this is a quiet, good day. So nothing out of the ordinary, unexpected, and what you have set up for peace and quiet is in is happening and enacted. So what do you have for Monday? Quiet good
Um,
day.
Look how cute this is, the seashore.
Oh,
So yeah, I think this is gonna be a very nice, relaxing day. I think the message about this is don't focus on what you can't control. So there could be things that are disturbances or frustrate you on Monday, but don't focus on that. Focus on the things that are within your control. When you go to the beach, you can't control the tide, you can't control the currents, right? You can't control how many people are there, but you can be in control of what you want to do while you're there and in control of like, I'm going to have a good day. I'm here to relax. I'm here to unwind. So set the intention and you can have it.
yeah, it's beautiful. Making sure still happy outcome for Thursday meeting. Mel, you got a lot of power cards, and this is great. I'm shaking my head because I'm like, man, you got Emperor, you got, this Emperor energy, this King energy of the King of Swords. So, still happy outcome for Thursday meeting. This is like good boundaries, good communication, good outcome. I really think it's your power coming in, being very clear, concise, and with King of Swords, it's rational, logical, non-emotional. It's, I'm going to say water sign to water sign to water sign. All three of us are water signs. I'm Cancer, you two are Scorpios. We can be very into our emotions, and we can even let our emotions lead. But what this is saying is you want that happy outcome on your Thursday meeting. You need to be very rational, very logical, and even a little Spock like with no emotion. You might
Mm.
feel the emotion inside, but you've got to come in, like prep yourself that you're going to come in. You're going to be calm, cool, collected. You're going to be decisive. You're going to be a clear communicator, and you're not going to let your emotions lead. Don't let your emotions lead. Not in this meeting. You need to be presenting, ready to present or do whatever you're doing, and be rational, calm, focused, and empowered. King energy
Mhm.
is empowered. So let that be the person who shows up. Let that be how you show up, and then you will have a great outcome, right? It's hard for us water signs. We want to be all of our emotions out there, but sometimes it's better if we just come in and are very almost Spock like, right? One thing I've done lately that kind of embodies this is asking for what you need in a way that hooks the other person.
Mm.
So when I have to go to customer service about something, I always go in going, okay, I'm going to talk to customer service. I'm feeling super pissed off about this situation, right? They've screwed up my order or whatever it was, right? But that person is my ally. That person is going to help me get my discount, my refund, my replacement, or whatever it is that I need. So I need to view them as an ally, and I need to start out the gate. We're working together.
Hmm.
So I read this thing of when you come to someone and you say, I'm hoping you can help me with this. I'm hoping you can be a helper with this problem I'm having. It immediately engages them that you're working together. And I have done that for the last couple of years, and it has produced amazing results. I might be roiling mad inside, like, you screwed up my order, you idiot, right? But if I come off on, like, I'm hoping you can help me with this, it works like a charm. You get everything that you want. It is wild. It is wild when you talk to customer service and you do that. So I think that kind of energy as you come into that Thursday meeting, if I'm sorry, the outcome for the Thursday meeting. If you come into that Thursday meeting going, I, I'm looking for someone to help me with this, or you're going to be the helper that helps make this happen. Can you help me with this? Right? Um, I'm looking for a solution to this. That can really, if you see that person as an ally rather than an adversary, it changes everything. Changes everything. I mean, we deal with customer service at Parlor of Wonders, and when people come hot, it's like, oh, but when people come, hey, I got this problem, we'll fix it. It's like, no
Hmm.
problem. Yeah. You know? So amazing. So, like, what do you have, Love Witch?
I pulled this card called the Waterfall. I love how much water is coming through for Mel. I love this card. I love how this hand is like in that waterfall and the water is moving around the hand, right? Like, just like you were saying, kind of being aware of what's happening, letting it happen around you, but not feeling like it has control over you or you have to show your hand, taking it all in. It can Waterfalls could be a little overwhelming, right? So I think maybe there'll be good and bad that comes from the meeting, but the overall message is it's going to be good. And there's going to be more good that comes from this than bad or stressful. So being on the lookout for those good things, be focused on those good things, and don't give this meeting and the people there the satisfaction of getting you worked up, right? Like, you're cool, calm, and collected, and people hate that. People that want to get a rise out of you, there's nothing that drives them crazier more than you staying cool, calm, and collected. So that's all you got to do. Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, just like a little sneaky message from Mel, this looks a lot like an area of land being returned to nature with very little human interference, which I know is one of your long-term goals. So I like that too. I think there could be some good stuff related to that in this meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that king energy is coming with authority and the facts and everything, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just coming with here are the facts, right? And be armed with that. That's that sword, right? Of being armed with the facts so that you can have a presentation that is authoritative, rational, logical, and you're super Spock-like in the presentation, but also bringing in that I'm looking at you as an ally, and now we're going to do this together. You're going to help with this, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a great intention to bring, and the waterfall is so beautiful. I love that. Love
And I
that.
think sometimes being like a highly intuitive person or a psychic person or just a person who's a little bit paying closer attention, you're going to figure out things first. And sometimes it's going to take people a while to catch up with you. That's okay. You don't have to be involved with all that hard work that they're putting themselves through because you already know the answer. So you just get the satisfaction of knowing you're right at the end of it. So whenever something comes up that doesn't go the way you were hoping, just know that that's an opportunity for you down the road to be able to say, I was right. And what does this feel like more than that?
Oh my gosh. Number 6 question. Will I hear from Bobby? Yes. Page of Cups is saying yes. So I feel like, when I see Page of Cups energy, there's definitely a communication element. And I always think of that energy of water, like water cycles. Water becomes, mist, steam, evaporation that goes up into the clouds, and the clouds gather, and the rain comes down and then feeds the waters and the streams and everything, and it goes around in that circle. So I think of circulation often when I look at water. And I feel like Bobby is recirculating back into your life, coming back, communicating. There's an energy of pages that can be a little on the young side in terms of maturity level. So there can be this kind of quality of like up and down and back and forth. Definitely water energy of like emotions leading the way. So this can be hot and cold energy, or someone who's coming back in and out, but doesn't have the stability of, let's say, the King of Cups. But Page of Cups energy really does have that offering of the cup, the love that is there. I mean, that's the thing we want to know, if Bobby is, a loved one or somebody that you're connected to on an emotional level, there is a love there. But I just feel it's a little bit hot, cold, fickle in and out, that kind of energy. But there will be a message again. I also get the sense too, because of Page of Cups, it can be a psychic message, meaning not that you're going to hear from Bobby with a psychic message, but you can send a ping and Bobby will receive it. Like, call me, reach out to me. The door is open for you to reach out. That's what I'm getting there. So
I pulled the bunny. And so I think the first thing that comes to mind to me with this is like sweet, friendly feelings, love. So I think there are really positive feelings there. But the second place my mind went is to our rabbit rabbit candle and to people saying rabbit rabbit at the first of the month. So I think, I don't know why, but I think for some reason you are either automatically or more likely to come to Bobby's mind toward the first of the month. So the beginning of June is a really good time to be focused on what psychic message you want to send, and in what ways you would like to come to his mind. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the first of the month, but I think there's something there that makes him think of you. So use that to your advantage.
Yeah. Maybe doing a rabbit candle, if you want to do a candle spell, would be a great thing to do to set the tone for the month, that you'd like to invite certain things this month, and then light that
Mhm.
candle in the first of the month saying, I'd like to hear from Bobby, right? If I were
Yeah.
going to do that, I would put a talk to me oil on a blue rabbit candle to open up that communication channel. Would be a lovely, beautiful, sweet spell. Really good spell if you want to do a spell. All right, career, work for myself, or corporate job. I'm going to pull two cards for this. Um, Career work for yourself looks awesome, and career working for a corporate job looks awesome. Sometimes we ask what I call a crossroads question. Should I do this or should I do that? And sometimes think about standing at a crossroads. You might take this road up into the mountains, and the mountains are beautiful. And you take this road down to the ocean, and the ocean is beautiful. They're different experiences, but they both bring pleasure and joy and happiness and all of that. So that's what I'm seeing here with this crossroads question. You have this opportunity to do one or the other, and both options offer good things. So let's talk about what those good things are. The first one, career, work for yourself, has chariot card energy. Chariot card energy is mastery. It's moving forward. It's like having, you're in charge. So there's a lovely part of that aspect of working for yourself, that you get to decide what you're going to do and how much you're going to do, and you get to decide the direction of the chariot. The charioteer is steering the chariot, right? But there's also the responsibility of that, right? You're in charge of taking those horses and making sure they're going in the direction. You've got to put the energy into holding those reins. So I think that is I wouldn't even call it the downside, but the responsibility of having a career for yourself, working for yourself. Working for yourself is great. Like, do you love working for yourself, Love Witch?
I could never go back, unfortunately, right? Like, it's yeah, it's the only way.
Yeah, and same. I feel like I love working for myself. I mean, I have responsibility to the people who work for me, and I have responsibility to my customers, but it's joyful, right? I love the clients that we attract to the Parlor of Wonders are all super great. I love the people who work for the Parlor of Wonders. They're super great. So it's a responsibility, but it isn't like an onerous responsibility. So I think there's something super positive about you working for yourself. I mean, really, you have that ability to set your course and do what it is that you want, and nobody can tell you no, right? You can just do what you want. If you work for someone else, you also have a good outcome. Six of Wands. So, Six of Wands energy is about being seen and being appreciated. So, I think that there's a more independent energy about the chariot. If you like to be independent, you don't want to have to cooperate with other people or figure things out with other people, then that independent energy may serve you well. Six of Wands energy has people around. If we look at that original Six of Wands, it shows a guy with a laurel wreath on his head. He's victorious, he's successful, and he's got these people around him that are saying, yes, you're doing a great job. Some people love to have that adulation or that support, or the people that are like by their side. Other people are like, I just want to work on my own. I have a tendency to like to work on my own. I don't mind getting an assignment, but I don't want to be necessarily working on a thing with someone else, right? Glued to my hip. I want to work on my thing, get it finished, and turn it in, right?
Mhm.
Um, I don't need to have all that hand holding. I don't like all that hand holding. I just want to do it, right? I'd rather just run with it, do it, and get it done. So I think with Six of Wands energy, you're going to have to work with people, and that means working with different personalities, which can sometimes be a mixed bag, but you would be successful and skillful and have success with it. It's just dependent on what do you want to be in charge, and you want to be more independent, or do you want to be working with others who give you those kudos and tell you what a great job you're doing? Sometimes people need to have some kind of accountability, right? Even with a independent job, you have accountability of some kind, but some people like a lot of accountability or like to have other people to play off of. So it's sort of like, which do you prefer? Because both have a success energy around them.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up exactly the same thing. I also pulled a card for each. For working for yourself, I got the compass. So this is about you getting to set the direction, decide how things go, decide which way you head. For working for a corporation, I pulled the temple. So I think this is about going in somewhere where everything is established and there is someone to lead you and show you this is the way we do things. And yeah, there's so much to learn and to benefit from both of these situations. So I think you can't go wrong. It's just about which path do I want to take right now. However, I am getting the sense that like if you go down this route of working for someone else, there's so much to learn there and so much to take away there, and I see you eventually taking those things and working on your own with it. So I think this can support this, but it's also a step that you could skip. Because I think right now either path looks really good, but yeah,
Yeah.
just know that like just because you walk down one road doesn't mean that you're not taking like a long path to that other road. Like you can have both.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this, and I think probably Lovewitch will sort of agree with me a little bit, although your situation is a little bit different. But for me, I having my own business means I'm working 7 days a week. When I had a job, I worked at my 9 to 5, and then I was out and I didn't think about work. I could do whatever I wanted. I could play music, do art, whatever. Now I have a lot of work filling up my day because I'm running a business, but the work that I do is super joyful. So while it's not exactly quote unquote free time, that I lack free time, but when I'm working 7 days a week, I work basically 7 days a week unless I set aside a day and I just block off my day and I do something else, which is few and far between, traveling or doing something like that. But it's not as if I'm going like, oh man, I got another 12-hour day. It's more like, oh, I get to do readings today. I get to I get to pour some candles. I get to come up with new ideas for spells. I get to create a class. These are all joyful things for me. It's just that it's more full. My day is more full. So I think that's something to consider as well. When you're working for someone else, you can leave your job and not think about it. When you're working for yourself, you're always thinking about your job, always doing something for your job, for sure, you know?
Yeah, I pretty much work 7 days a week too. But when I was working 4 days a week on a very like set schedule, I was so much more exhausted and burnout, right? Because I wasn't doing things I loved and things that like refilled my tank. And now all of the things that I get paid for just happen to also be like my favorite things. So it's
Yeah.
perfect. And I think that exists out there for you too, Mel. So
Yeah.
just know that and know that whichever path you take, you're going to end up there.
I love it. I love it. All right. Should I look for a new organizer or it will work out next Monday? All right. So question is, should I look for a new, gosh, you know what? You got 7 of Wands energy, which is like looking, and I'll say why it's looking. So this card usually shows a guy on top of a hill and he's like fighting with 6 other staffs, right? He's reached the top, but he's having to put his energy often into like defending it. So I feel like with the organizer that you are working with, it's maybe a little much too much back and forth, or maybe you're having to defend things, or there's some kind of struggle of some kind with this organizer. So if that is the case, I don't know if you've met with this organizer or not. Maybe you're just like anticipating that. But if you meet with this organizer or you have met with this organizer and you feel like it's a struggle, that's your sign you need to look for somebody else. If it's smooth, if you haven't met with them yet, try it. Like get together with them and see. But if you feel like the struggle or you feel like there's this energy of like having to defend yourself, then I think it's a good sign. You don't need to be working with that person. So that's the reading in a nutshell for that question.
Yeah, I pulled the key, which tells me I would keep trying other doors. Like I would give another organizer a shot probably.
Yeah.
And if that one doesn't work out and you realize this current organizer is better, you can give them a call, right? Like you don't have to burn that bridge. But I think I would try out another organizer, or at least be looking to see, what other people charge, what services they list on their site. I think it's good to look around. I think there's probably a better fit out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's plenty of people that are organizers, and what you want is somebody that um, is like you can flow with, right?
Mhm.
There's something about that. process that you want somebody who gets you. You're not having to struggle. Like, um, as you're organizing things in your home, you should be able to, they might have an idea. You should be able to say your idea and find that flow where it's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for, or they might come up with a suggestion like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's the solution. So I think that's kind of more what you're looking for. If you're finding they're like, we need to put, these things in bins and plastic bins, and you're like, I don't want plastic, that's kind of a sign that some shift needs to happen, or somebody that's more in alignment with who you are. Will the inspector come out this week, and what day? So yes, the inspector is going to come out. This is an ace. It's a big yes. The inspector is going to come out this week. And what day this week? It's a mystery what day this week. I think they're going to come out this week. But I pulled the high priestess. So what that tells me is the inspector themselves, they themselves don't know what day they're going to come out this week. And if they don't know what day it's going to come, they're going to come out this week, we can't see that. So high priestess energy can be like a little mysterious or a little unknown or a little bit, kind of vague in that sense. But I do see that they will come out this week. I just don't see what day because it's not decided yet by them. If it's not decided by them, how can we see it, What do you have, Love Witch?
I pulled the wolf, and look at how he has this bow and arrow featured like around his neck and in his mouth. So I think yes, the inspector is coming, and they are gonna have some tasks that need to be completed. Like they're gonna give some directions for this needs to be repaired, this needs to be fixed. So be ready for that. But yeah, I think they'll make it there this week.
Okay, so let's see our last 4 cards. So here's what I'm seeing here. This week is a good week for real good boundaries. When I see that King of Swords showing up, especially with that meeting that you're going to have, I think this is a great week for you to really be very clear on your boundaries and have those boundaries, like with everything that you're working on this week, that you're looking at those boundaries, you're really clear and you're communicating them clearly and not emotionally. The reason is there's some things that I feel like are going to be a bit of a challenge. We've got the Devil card and we've got the Moon card. So I feel like you're going to be dealing with some people who are like into power play. So you've got a little bit of that going on. So do not engage with the power play, because the more you engage with the power play, the more you feed that energy, the bigger the struggle becomes. What we want to do when we see Devil card is disengage, step back from it. And Moon card is also about that, stepping back, being kind of like invisible to them. Don't get in the mix with them, but come from a very disengaged place. Emotionally disengaged would be really good. I also think you're going to have some intuitive hits with the Moon card coming up. You're going to have some intuitive hits about things. So listen to that intuition. This is where I see the boundaries. The Death card is showing up. Death card is about ending something and having a new beginning. So I think there are going to be some endings, maybe with the organizer, maybe with, other things that are going on. But that means a new page is opened. When we end one thing, we begin another. And the Death card represents graduating from one state into another state that's much, much better. So I see this movement that's a positive movement, but I don't want you to get caught up in stupid bickering battles with people that are trying to like one up you. You you come from like a queenly, very powerful, very, a strong place, and disengage from it. Don't get caught up. You know how some people, like those people that'll poke you to try and get a reaction out of you? That's what I'm feeling about that Devil card, is people poking the bear. They're trying to get your goat. They're trying to rile you up. And the way you stop that and you nip it in the bud is you don't react. You don't react. So it could be silence. It could be turning and walking away. It could be, but don't get caught up in their poking. I feel like they're trying to get a rise out of you. Once you do that, Queen of Cups, you're going to have your equilibrium, your peace of mind. So I think having really good, clear boundaries, walking away from things that are trying to like get you going, and people that are trying to engage in like power plays with you is the perfect solution for this week. So what do you have, Love Witch?
I have the clock. So I think this is about things coming around that you've been waiting on for a long time this week. But also then having to start waiting for some other things, right? Like every time we get something, that means that process starts over. Look at what time this clock is pointing to, though, 11:11. So, right? Yeah, it is. It looks not like 11:11 at all on the screen, but here in person, that's what time it says. So lucky things are coming to you this week. I think keep your eyes on the clock and be looking for 11:11 and be making wishes when you see it. Maybe even setting an alarm on your phone for 11:11, so that you don't miss it. Set it for 11:10, so you've got a minute to prepare. But yeah, be on the lookout for that and for any other angel numbers that come through on the clock. But yeah, I think this really, though, is about the things you've been manifesting, the things you've been waiting a long time for. They're starting to arrive, so get ready for them.
Oh, I love that so much. Well, I love it. Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you so much for your generosity. I want to say thank you to everyone. Mel, thank you so much. You are just so generous, and we're so grateful to you. Thank you, Devon. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Seasick Music. You guys have really made this night amazing. We have one, let's see. I can't add. 260. We made 260 tonight. It was
Amazing.
great. Yeah. Was that it?
I think
Yes,
so.
it is. I don't know how to do math.
It's
Math
3
is
hours
hard.
later here, so really don't ask me.
Do you remember that Barbie doll that they got so up in arms because the Barbie said, math is hard? And they're like, you're teaching girls not to do STEM. I'm like, but math is hard.
We're acknowledging their struggles
by
in STEM.
What?
We're acknowledging their struggles in STEM.
Exactly. I felt seen by Barbie. I don't feel seen by Barbie mathematician. I feel seen by Barbie who says math is hard. So anyway, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out and watching. We're so grateful for you coming here and hanging out with us. We're going to be back again next week. Next week, we have a workshop. Oh, maybe we can make a couple of little announcements before we go. We've got some workshops coming up. Let me show you what they are. Oh, first of all, before I forget, Write Your Book, which is my workshop for writers. If you want to write a book and you don't even have to have an idea for a book, if you just would like to write a book, add that to your accomplishments, you can do that. I have a 5-week series called Write Your Book, which and it's a workshop series that starts June 22nd. If you have a dream of writing a witchy book or a spiritual book or any kind of nonfiction in that world of spirituality, you can do it. Join me for the 5-week book writing class, and you'll learn how to go from idea to finished manuscript while building your confidence as an author. Each workshop over the 5 weeks will take place at 12 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. It'll run approximately 90 minutes, and it will be followed up by an optional 60-minute writing session. So you'll have time to write in community silently as we're all hanging out on Zoom after our 90-minute class. We're then going to be doing another 5-week workshop called Publish Your Book, which starts August 3rd. And this is about how to take your book, your manuscript, your idea, and get a publisher or publish it yourself by self-publishing. We're going to talk about all the ins and outs and everything you need to do that. And so that will be happening August 3rd. If you'd like to find out more, you can go to writeyourbookwitch.com or publishyourbookwitch.com if you want to find out about Publish Your Book Witch. You don't have to take both. If you want just one, write your book or publish your book, you can take just one, or you can take both and start from no idea all the way up to ready to present to a publisher or start your path of self-publishing. Yes, we're doing Tarot for Kindness. You know about that. That's what we're doing right now. It's help. You can help feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in the full-scale invasion. Our partners at Suboten Harbor provide 2 weeks worth of groceries for about $40 for over 300 seniors each month. Love Witch and I, and sometimes Miss Kelly, do readings live on YouTube on Sundays after the Q&A or workshop. So next week, it will be a little bit later, probably around 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, or 9:30 Eastern Time. Simply go to youtube.com/Madam Pamita, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications bell, and you'll get notified when we go live, and you can get a reading and help these seniors in Ukraine. We've got some amazing full moon workshops coming up. In June, it'll be Mastering Prosperity Magic. July, Working with Animal Offerings and Altars. August is Mastering Curse Reversals. September, Animal Psychic Communication. October is Mastering Success Magic. November is Animal Familiar Spells. And December is the Dark Magic of Winter. If you subscribe, you can save 25% off the individual workshop price. If you want to find out more about buying an individual workshop or subscribing to the whole series, go to fullmoonworkshops.com. Next Sunday, we'll be coming late because I'll be teaching this class, Vinok, the Magical Slavic Flower Crown. We've got Slavic flower crown is known as a vinok. It's more than just a beautiful adornment. It holds deep magical significance and tradition. The flowers and herbs that are used, how the vinok is worn, the different types of vinki, the occasions, the celebrations, and the rituals. And it is also used as a tool for love divination. And in this workshop, you're going to learn about all of it, and you're going to learn how to craft your own vinok. Go to witchcraftworkshops.com. We've got some great Slavic Sundays for Sunday's Witchcraft Workshops. Not only do we have the one coming up next Sunday, but July we have Voda, Slavic Water Magic. August is Vilivadi Visk, Slavic Wax Pouring. September is Vishivanki, Slavic Talismanic Embroidery. October is the Old Slavic Spirits. November is all about Baba Yaga. And December is about Living Fire Magic. Again, if you subscribe, you can save 25% off the individual workshop price. Go to witchcraftworkshops.com and find out more. Don't forget, you can get a $100 gift certificate to the Parlor of Wonders for free. We give one away every single month. If you write reviews on the Parlor of Wonders website, you will be automatically entered into our monthly giveaway. For each and every written review, you'll automatically be entered to win our monthly giveaway of a $100 Parlor of Wonders gift certificate. You can use that gift certificate on services, products, readings, whatever you want. You can leave as many reviews as you want, and each one will give you an additional entry into that month's giveaway. We'll randomly pick a winner each month and send them a gift certificate. Our March winner was Habiba, but our April winner was Erin, and I did not update our slide yet. And we're almost done with May. Come on, Madam Pamita, you could do better. I believe in you. Anyway, you don't have to do anything except for leave the reviews, but if you want to find out more, you can go to magicgiveaway.com. Witch's Guide to Animal Familiars is out now. You can, if you've got the book, you can follow me on Amazon. Even if you don't have the book, you can follow me on Amazon. Even if you didn't buy the book on Amazon, you can leave reviews on Amazon and or Goodreads and tell how the book transformed you. This little gesture of just taking a minute or two to write a review, it can be 1 or 2 sentences. It doesn't have to be a giant review. Has a huge positive impact on the authors that you do that for. And I would love it if you would leave a review for me. You can also leave a video review if you're super ambitious. But if you purchase the book, anywhere that you purchase the book, you can get a free on-demand workshop, an introduction to Animal Familiars. Just go to animalfamiliars.com and you can find out more. There's our beautiful Love Witch. The Love Witch is doing custom spell kits. If you want to do a candle spell, but you don't know what herbs or oils or candles to pick, and you want an expert who does know these things, well, the Love Witch will do a curated custom spell kit made just for your intentions. She will send you the instructions. We will send you the product, the oils, the herbs, and the candles, of course. And you'll have everything you need to do a very big custom deluxe spell. Go to custom-spells.com to order, and you can find out more. And I think that's everything. All the announcements, everything done. Anything else you have to? Bubble bath.
My bubble bath is coming back, and it's back this week, right? Soon.
Well, I just have to. Yes, I have to put it up on the site. I'm taking a new picture, or is it the same bottle? I haven't even opened the bottle.
It's the same, but there's a second scent now, so we only.
Oh, okay. I have to do one picture for the new scent, but I should update the quantities on the one that we already have listed. I'll do that this week.
So join the wait list on the one that's up there if that's the one you're interested in.
Yeah, if you do the bubble, if you put your name on the wait list, as soon as we add product, you'll get an email to notify you that it's there, and then you can order it. So that's on me. Who's got 2 thumbs and hasn't done all of her work yet? That's this one right here. All right. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you next week, slightly later. Go ahead and click that subscribe and click that notifications bell so you'll get notified when we go live next week. I've got one little rascal here that wants to say bye-bye. This is Salem. Hi. Oh, he's the wiggly one. He's like, oh, I wiggle. I want to come to you on my terms. I don't want you to show me off to everybody. Look at here, being serious. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have both of them. Here he comes. Here comes kitten number 2. Look at my 2 babies. We're the cuties. We're the cuties. I'm just a baby. I don't know anything. That's what I always say. And we've got Glinda back here. We've got all the kitties. All right, everybody. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next Sunday. Bye, Love Witch. I'll see you tomorrow.